So this is another video on a subject I don't see talked about too often, and that is like light management within a vivarium. So when you have all these plants growing, especially if you have plants like these, this pitcher plants, this one here, they need fairly high light, and so managing like the plant growth is really important. So especially these bromeliads, you can see they like to get really big. The rosettes are quite large, and so I'm in here fairly often making very small adjustments to the plants. Like you could see this guy, I can zoom in, can't seem to zoom in. You could see it's getting its color. Usually the light's over it so it's in better light, but also you could see this leaf is starting to grow and block its light here. And so I need to go ahead and trim that leaf. So I'll just do that real quick. Easy enough. I'll remove that. And I've already done a few, like this guy was starting to get a little sun-starved here, this little tiny bromeliad, because this guy was blocking his light, so I trimmed these leaves. And, I'm going to trim this one too. That pitcher plant is fairly high and fairly close to the light, but these guys still do require fairly direct sunlight to really be happy. So you can see I kind of keep a little area above each pitcher plant. I try to keep it clear. So I'm going to go through and see. I can see there's definitely a few other spots that need some adjustment here. You can see the Nepenthes doesn't really need full sun like the Sarracenia do, but the most developed picture is being blocked right now, and that's just aesthetically, I don't want that. I want to be able to see the pictures. And I'm going to cut that other bromeliad right here. One thing I like about the bromeliads is they're quite hardy, so they'll tolerate this kind of thing pretty readily. Oops, sorry. So yeah, this type of thing is really important. Making sure that the absolute most of your light is being made. Because the plants don't put out these leaves for fun, right? Every single leaf is meant to be photosynthesizing and supporting the plant. So you don't want some plants to be outcompeting other plants, which is something that can happen really easily, especially in a small vivarium where there's limited light, right? So they use this as fuel, and if they're all competing for this same resource here, so you have to make sure everything is in balance. This is something that you have to constantly be maintaining and thinking about, and you can't just trim sort of for aesthetics. You have to trim, if you're in a setup as like dense as this with plants like this, you have to trim for like light management essentially. So keep that in mind.